What is up, guys? We're here back for another video, another review video here. Last time you guys probably saw I had one of those like Tao dirt bikes or somewhere along the lines of that. Did a quick review on that. On my channel I usually do reviews on kind of more cheaper products, that you can find online. You got these Colemans. I did a couple of reviews and like updates on this Chinese dirt bike I paid like $300 for. That thing was absolute garbage, to be honest with you, but it did a little bit better than I expected, but it was still garbage. So what we got in today's video is we got a Coleman here, ct200u-ex. I got two here. This one I picked up used. This one right here, the purple one, I bought at Tractor Supply new. But the reason we're here at this video today is because we're reviewing what happened here, and as you can see, I got the side cover off. So what I did is this bike was a little more heavily modified than what it usually is stock, with the jack shaft and everything. So what happened is when I bought it, I wanted to spice it up a bit. I kept everything all stock on here, except for when we started upgrading it. I gave it a custom paint job. I don't know if you can see this here, but it's like a purple here, purple maroon looking kind of color. And then our biggest upgrade we did here was a jack shaft delete. So basically what this is, if you guys know, with the jack shaft, you got the cover on here, you got the jack shaft, and then it runs one chain to the second one back here. Well, we completely deleted that, grinded everything off, but left like the jack shaft like plate on there so that we could still have the cover so we didn't get our foot caught in there. And then we just ran one straight chain from there all the way down to the clutch that was there. This thing was running about 55, 60 miles an hour down the road. It's pretty fast for what we did, the modifications. And the only thing other that we had modified was the exhaust here. We had one of these put on there. Obviously, I took it off because this bike blew up. So it's going on there because this is our next resort here. So what we got left, I'm thinking we're just going to pull that motor, put it in this bike or whatever. But the reason we're here is because these engines are kind of known for blowing up if you kind of modify them and really push them hard. Oh, speaking of that, we zip tied the governor so that you could open it up more. That was another thing we did. So keep that in mind too. So it was revving, a lot higher than normal than what it should be. So what happened is one day I went to start it up as normal, warm it up. And then I went to go take off, and my first run I was revving it all the way up to high speed. And then I heard a big like pop, like, a bunch of stuff swarming around in the top end, and it just stopped running. And when I pull it over, I don't know if you can hear this or not. Oh, maybe not. You can like hear something that top end knocking around. Let's see. Well, anyways, so what happened is, I knew it wouldn't start. I knew something definitely exploded in the top end or whatever. So what I did is, tore the case off. Well, first I drained the oil, tore the case off there. And then after that, I was looking around, cleaning all the oil. Everything looked kind of normal and stuff. So, it wasn't too out of the ballpark. But then I started finding some pretty big chunks laying around in there way in the back from when I turned it over. So I'm assuming something in the top end definitely exploded or something like that. I haven't really quite figured it out. But that's just kind of a note here to see when you're adding, kind of modifying these bikes. Keep that in mind. If you're going to modify these bikes and you want to go fast or really crank on them, you might not want to use the stock motor. Typically, unless you upgrade the guts inside the motor, because they're going to crumble. It's not if, it's when it's going to happen. So my buddy, or not my buddy, but my uncle, he completely bought a new motor, upgraded it. He was running the stock motor, didn't like it. He didn't want to spend all that money upgrading the guts and everything. So basically he just went out and bought, I think it was like a Tilson or something like that. Put a torque converter on it, smaller sprocket, and what he got was a pretty fast bike and it was reliable. So honestly, that's kind of a setup I would want to do, but really I want to do, you know, besides, you know, with the money and want to put into this, I got a Dodge Ram there. I've been kind of building up that red one there. So obviously these kind of aren't quite in the budget for what I'm doing. Plus it's fall time. It's getting winter, you know, obviously you can have some fun, but right now these are just kind of on the back, you know, order there for spring. Beef them up a little bit. We'll have some more videos on them. Overall, I would definitely upgrade the motor if you want to do some, you know, heavy duty fast riding, beating the crap out of it, you know. And one other thing, off-roading, going really fast. Check these welds definitely on these bikes, because my back fender, the bracket where the welds were, broke right off. So that was one thing that, you know, I heard it, you know, first I thought the bolts were loose, but I checked and the welds right there were just shot and it fell off. So that was kind of a bummer. I got to weld that back on, plus, you know, get a new motor, whatever I do here, upgrade that. The other thing is, this thing almost killed me too. The sprocket where these bolts are, definitely make sure those are tight, because I took off one time, got back home and I checked it out, and this thing was just moving everywhere and all the bolts were loose, and there was like 2 or whatever it was left hanging on this thing. So that was another thing I robbed off this bike here. Took some of the bolts, put them on here, and I red Loctited them, so they definitely weren't coming undone. So it's one thing I recommend, checking all your bolts on these things, because even though they're a pretty good quality bike, definitely check everything over, because you can get yourself hurt real quick with some of these bolts coming loose, and it's just a big mess. So other than that, really like the bikes. They're fun when they're working and running, but that motor, I just, you know, thought I'd do an update, show you guys what was happening, you know, what you should do. Probably recommend upgrading the motor if you're going fast. Check everything over. So overall, this is what we got for the bikes. Pretty reliable bike for, I'd say, about the year I had it. You know, had fun with it. It's pretty good. So if you want one, definitely go get it. They're fun to modify, pretty cheap to do so, depending on your budget, you know, what you got going on. So definitely got plans for these bikes. You're going to see them on the channel, you know, definitely in the future. More updates of how they're doing. Videos of us just probably doing stupid stuff. You're probably going to see videos of that red Ram this winter beating around in the snow. Also, we got a, I want to say it's like a 1979 Yamaha Enticer 340. So you can see us bombing around with that too. So definitely got a lot coming on the channel, but recommend the bikes. You know, they're pretty fun, and just showing you what happened, what's going on here. Something to think about in the future if you're looking to upgrade motors. You know, just kind of what you can see what's going on here. Blew the motor up, you know, just pushing it too hard. So kind of just depends how hard you're looking to upgrade it and what you're doing with it. So hopefully this helps some people, you know, kind of guide them in the future what they're doing and how they plan to do with their bikes. So anyways, this is the video, and thank you guys for watching, and I definitely appreciate it. See you in the next one.